Were we done talking about your mustache?
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about it. It's a little weird.
I mean, there's not much to talk about. So we're being honest.
Yeah, but you know, that's what people notice, though.
The mustache.
They notice my mustache more than yours, probably.
True.
Maybe not in a good way.
But if I shaved all this, people would be like, "Oh, nice mustache."
Mustache.
Whereas people say to you, "Oh, you're growing a mustache." People don't say to me, "You're growing a mustache." They say, "Nice mustache."
Joshua. People look at Josh and be like, "Oh, you're growing a
You're
mustache."
growing a mustache.
It might look good eventually.
Oh. You're growing a mustache.
Hello and welcome to the podcast. This is a new
everybody.
podcast.
It might have been like demon possessed. It was a fairly large, mutated-looking chicken.
We were born in the north, but we grew up in the south.
We learned all of our words from Pennsylvania.
And people are that toboggan, that little toboggan.
Not
there.
a toboggan. A toboggan is a sled. Okay.
0.3 inches, baby.
Dude, I can't take it.
Hey, welcome back to the Wacky Wonderful Wise Works podcast. We're your boys. We're ready to get into it.
Yep.
We got your main hosts here, Josh, Joe,
I thought you
and
were about to
Wyatt.
say main hose.
Your main host out here.
Got your main
we
hose.
out here.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I came prepared. I brought my writer.
you see, you didn't tell me. I would have worn mine.
You didn't tell me either. I just dressed up in a black shirt and a hat.
It's my, I'm about to write like a novel sweater.
Yeah.
So,
You got a novel? You got a novel you writing?
It's like,
Yeah.
It's,
All right, what's
it's
the call-
Chris
what's it called?
Evans' Knives Out sweater.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
it's like, you know those books, How To?
How to grow a mustache in 4 years.
No. No, I will.
In 24 years.
24 years.
We'll get into the mustache in a second. I'll give you an update on that. But my book, it's how
I would
to,
say it's going strong, but that would be a lie.
how to grow a mustache and
In 24 years.
make it look real puby.
It's been 84 years.
No, but the mustache is coming in. I mean, my guy, it may not be great, but it's coming in.
It's important to let it grow out.
How important?
It's important.
Does
Let
it
it
help?
grow out. Yes, I think so. I think it's important to let the hair grow. Yeah.
Oh, my voice just cracked. That was weird.
24 years old.
No. Social media, Instagram.
What about it?
I think we should get some feedback. People who are watching, listening, that
Go
are
ahead.
loyal subscribers.
Put a call out there.
Well, you know what we do every week, twice before the podcast, we put a call out there. We go live, and you know what? Sometimes people don't show up.
That's true. No, that is true. But so the live. Do you guys like that? But then also,
I like it.
Something. Well,
I like it when people.
it doesn't matter what you like. It's the people, what they want.
We like it when people show up to talk to us.
I can't. I'm leaving.
Friggin', hey guys, we do a live on Instagram. All we want you guys to do is to come and talk to us, to chat with us. But no one showed up.
Today was the only day.
The first day, though.
First day. Hey,
It wasn't the first time. We had people show up on the first time.
Yeah. See, it's been
You know
pretty
what?
consistent.
I think what it was.
I think it's a bad time of day.
You guys started it without me.
Yeah. Well, if you had come into the room and somebody showed up, I'd have been like, yeah, it was Josh. The whole
but
time.
see, no one showed up. No one did. What about social media?
Oh, I was gonna say, how do they like? I was specifically gonna bring up our poster.
Okay.
We
We
haven't-
scrutinize my work.
We haven't really got into it, but do they like the poster advertising the episode? Because
I think they do. I'm getting some likes.
who's they?
Not the normal people.
Okay. Well, let's see. What do you think of it? If you like it, we'll keep doing it. If not, we won't.
But if you're a normal person and you like our stuff, You count.
Yeah, you
Come
do
on.
count.
You are just.
We can't
as
all be
important.
Josh, who's like, oh man, check out who just followed me. It's this guy. He's like he's like a DJ. He's got like really famous people follow him.
It was weird that
He's like it's
conversation.
He's like it's weird, you know. It's weird.
Did a DJ follow you?
I posted, the photo of you on Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
and I got 2 people that were like verified that have over like 20,000 or 30,000 followers. For some reason, start following me
Okay.
and like that photo. It was weird, just out of nowhere.
People see a
Did
good
you
picture.
DM them and be like,
No,
"What up, dogs?"
no, I
know,
didn't do
sometimes-
anything different than I normally do.
We got a podcast though.
But I know how that happens, right? You're scrolling through it. Your thing is public, right?
Yeah.
Your page. So they're scrolling through their search, right?
Yeah.
Looking for pictures, and they see it, they click it, and most people just like it and back out. But some people like it and then follow the photographer to hopefully get more
Does
pics
that
on
mean
their
my
main
face
story.
is getting you follows?
No.
My
Yeah.
face.
That's hey. I got a lot of nice people that follow me.
Really?
Yeah.
I got nobody following me.
Maybe we should post more.
I got a lot of people I've met in person.
You plebs. So, how was work?
It was great.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Josh and I had some
stories.
some doozies of a day. I mean,
Doozy.
Joshua found
Josh found baby rats.
baby rats dead.
I had to scrape up poop.
Joshua got in a fist fight.
Yeah.
Vendor.
It was
so, wait.
It was an entanglement.
So it was. So let me tell you the story. It was. This is what happened. So it was all over a beautiful dame.
No, it wasn't.
No.
Yeah.
If that beautiful dame was shelf space.
If that beautiful dame was Scott's fertilizer.
No, the Scott's fertilizer was the opponent. The beautiful dame was the customer's eyes to see them first.
Yeah, exactly, by the cash register.
We don't need to. Hold on.
day,
I have a question. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, you're fine.
I was gonna say, I want to know why you guys watch us. I want to know why, if you come back, if you're like, hey, they uploaded something, let's listen to it or watch it. If you guys do that, I'm very curious. What is it you join us for?
Yeah.
We have an idea in our heads, but I want to know why you guys like us. The reason being is because that can dictate. I know there are things that goes on in these conversations where you're kind of like,
fix that.
I could mute for like 10 minutes.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that'd be fine with me. We don't want to bring your day down. We want to bring it up.
You know what?
So tell us what we need to avoid.
I got a
We'll
little
do it.
feedback. I know why.
Okay, what is it?
They want to see my new hairstyle every week.
That's not it. That's probably one of the reasons.
They'll be like, there's Josh.
There's
they're
Josh
telling
with that.
stories again about work.
But
Finish what you were going to say
joking.
about poop.
Oh, yeah. Well, I had to scrape up poop. The day didn't start off good because it was cold, right? And even though I'm wearing a shirt and a hoodie and a jacket, it's still, the wind's still coming through the shirt and it's chilling me, right?
Yeah.
Something wrong with this shirt. Because
What
my
happened to the
nipples
shirt?
got chapped,
Oh.
right? I'm talking from the first 10 minutes I'm outside.
For real?
There is something up with the fabric of this shirt. So you know what I did? I went
a new shirt.
in my closet. I took off the shirt and I put the hoodie over, just hoodie.
For real?
Rocking hoodie, right?
Rocking hoodie.
Okay.
You rocking hoodie right now?
The inside of this hoodie,
You still have your mask on, I can tell.
like
It's
do
great
I?
skin.
The inside of this hoodie
Oh, you got a shirt on.
is not comfortable. Guess what it did? Chafed my nipples.
So you took the hoodie off because your nipples got chafed.
I got some Band-Aids. You want to borrow them for tomorrow?
So I went back into the closet. I put the other shirt. I turned it around. It's got got
Backward shirt?
It's got like a logo thing on the front that says like something funny, right? And I'm like, well, that could have been what was irritating me. So I turned the shirt around and put it on backwards.
Yeah.
Put the hoodie on over. Put my jacket on. Right.
Yeah.
It was better, but I think that's kind of what threw off the whole day was that my chest was in pain. I was like
specifically.
I was like a pregnant woman.
The target points.
Right? Just hurt.
Yeah.
Right? All day. Just kind of like... It wasn't.
If you're a pregnant woman, don't be offended. We know he's not pregnant. We know it's worse.
Pregnant women,
we know you're in pain. I feel your pain.
Speaking of pregnant women, how's the short film going?
What? Speaking of pregnant women, it's coming along. I think it's going to be out in just a couple weeks.
Could it be put on the schedule for that week? That week that we're thinking about.
Maybe the week after.
Special.
So
week?
we have something exciting the week after.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah.
And if everything lines up to the way we just said it, we're gonna have 3 back-to-back really awesome episodes.
Yeah. Can I talk about the one I brought to the table with our idea? No, because I want to advertise it. I think that
let's advertise it next week.
Okay.
All right.
Big episode coming.
2 weeks. But
it has something to do with films and
let's
awards.
talk about next week's.
That's
real
all
quick.
I'll say. Films and awards.
All right. Let's talk about next week's real fast.
Yeah. 80s and 90s.
80s and 90s.
80s and 90s.
You guys.
I still haven't nailed down exactly what movies.
Well, neither have I.
Well, we need. I say we do it by tomorrow or Thursday, so that we can spend the latter half of the week and the weekend and Monday revving up, watching the movies, right? You don't. I don't even think you have to watch the whole movie if you've already seen it. Just familiarize yourself.
If you haven't seen some of our picks, we have to watch them.
Yeah,
because we have to come into this episode
in the 90s,
seeing everything.
But the 80s, though.
The 80s, I think there's some movies in the 90s that are going to surprise some people.
Are we keeping the same rules? 3 from each?
Yeah.
Because you messed it up last time.
I only messed this up because you took all my picks.
No, you messed it up because you chose, 5 options.
Well, it's going to be different than last time. We're going to I think we're going to share the movies with each other ahead of time.
For sure.
Right, so that we can watch them.
Yeah.
So that we can discuss a little bit about, the movies beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
That way we can properly rank the movies. That way I don't pick, because last time I picked movies you guys hadn't seen. Yeah. Right? And it was like, meh. Because, you hadn't seen them. That's no fun. It's fun for me. I was thinking I'm gonna introduce these guys some new movies, right? Mm-hmm. But then you guys just were they couldn't go on the ranking because you guys hadn't seen them.
We hadn't seen them, but the thing is the exciting thing about this series we're doing, this 4-part series, which means next week is going to be number 4.
Yeah,
I mean number 2 out of 4. The exciting thing is we are going to craft since the 60s. What is the best episode or the best film? Mm-hmm. Not episode. I need to dial it in. The best film of all time
within that time, according to us.
According to us. No, the best one of all time. That's the 4th episode.
But of all
series.
time, as in 60s through now.
Yes.
Yeah.
According
there's good
to
ones
us,
before that.
And I'll tell you, I am anticipating a doozy debate.
It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun, but it's gonna be heated.
Be out there.
I'm going to. Oh, it's gonna be heated. I
want to get angry.
I feel like me and Wyatt are going to. We're gonna have some opinions about the 80s. Yeah. I think Joseph, he's not part of the picture anymore.
Hey, I can hold my own.
In the 80s?
In an argument.
Joe will be like, we'll get into the 2000s.
I'll be like, here's why I believe that Jack Sparrow.
How did you know? How did you know I was going to, in the 2000s, Joe's going to be like,
not only
Jack
did Jack
Sparrow.
Not only did Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl have Jack Sparrow, but also, it had Barbossa, Jeffrey Rush, an iconic film star.
Iconic film star.
And Keira Knightley.
And Keira Knightley, who happens to be the greatest drama actress of all time.
That's debatable.
She's the best.
It's debatable.
Yeah.
We're going to debate it.
We were watching Star Wars.
Yeah, The Phantom Menace.
Keira Knightley. Nobody know. Not a lot of people know that.
Yeah.
She's in that movie.
It's hard to recognize her because she plays the decoy.
Yeah.
Padme Amidala.
Queen Amidala's decoy.
Go check it out. I think that was it wasn't her first movie, but it was
pretty early.
I bet you it's her first Hollywood movie, because I think any movie before that was indie stuff.
Speaking of indie stuff.
Yes, sir.
I don't know. I don't have anything about indie
yeah.
stuff.
Good segue.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. Oh, no. Indie stuff. Let's go back to that. Final Space.
That's not an indie
Season
thing.
3.
Final Space isn't indie.
It's not, but it's
on
Olin Rogers.
It's on
TBS.
Adult Swim.
Yes, but it's Olin Rogers.
Wait, I gotta get clarification.
It's
Do
kinda
you
segue.
guys understand this? It went from TBS to Adult Swim. Now it's on HBO Max. What happened? It's TBS.
I think it's still Adult Swim.
Is adult okay? No, but it wasn't Adult Swim before. It was TBS.
It was TBS.
What happened with TBS, and where did I know Adult Swim does Rick and Morty?
What happened was TBS didn't pick it up for a second season.
Yeah, third season.
Yeah, third season.
Yes. Man, that was a shame.
But Adult Swim did, right? And Adult Swim has a contract with HBO Max. So.
And they're like, "Hey, TBS, we'll take this off your hands."
I think it's kind of like a free fight battle with all these streaming services. Like, who's going to take it?
Like,
type thing.
I was hoping when he announced that there was like a bidding war for the show at the beginning, I was hoping Netflix would pick it up.
No.
I was hoping Netflix would.
No,
Yes.
Adult Swim does Rick and Morty. They're
I was
the best
hoping.
option.
I was hoping a Netflix or Adult Swim. I'm talking before TBS was even in the picture.
Why? Because you want Olin to have the most amount
I was
of money
like,
as
yeah,
possible?
I want him to be. I want people to see it,
Yeah.
right? And I thought Netflix or Adult Swim. People
Okay.
are gonna see it.
That's kind of true. There are cartoons Netflix has done and currently has on their platform that no one really watches. For example, Bojack Horseman.
Yeah.
People love Bojack Horseman.
But
People
it's
have
not
no
loved
idea.
like Rick and Morty.
No, but
No,
people
Rick-
love Bojack Horseman.
Rick and Morty is like, just, there's something about Rick and Morty everybody loves. So you can't compare it to anything else.
What else does...
It's like The Office compared
Yeah.
to like everything else. It's good show and it's equal to everything else, but for some reason everybody likes it.
Yeah,
I'll give Office that, even though I don't watch it.
yeah,
The
yeah.
Office is great.
So
I don't know
I've
how
seen it,
Peacock
I
got
just
it.
don't
I mean, I
like
do
it.
know how Peacock got it.
I'm just saying, in the forefront, right? Those
Forefront,
were the
yeah.
two I was thinking would do it justice.
Okay. I don't think Netflix would do it justice because I haven't thought the cartoons that they've made are incredible. I am very glad Adult Swim got it
What?
Yeah, me too.
because Adult Swim's better. They're better at cartoons.
They know how to do cartoons.
They're
yeah,
better
I
at
agree.
adult cartoons. They're just a
agree.
lot better. And they probably, some of the stuff that might have been in Final Space that us fans look over and be like, that was a little weird. We're going to give it a pass. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That was probably from TBS.
right.
I bet you Adult Swim probably had the thought process to be like, yeah, don't do that.
Well,
Let's go a little
Do you
harder.
think, this is a prediction, I don't want to cut you off, but
You're good.
Olin announced this year something about his cat dying. It was a sad video.
Yeah.
It was an update video. But do you think there's going to be a tribute or
Tribute episode?
there's a cat in Final Space?
Well, there is a cat in Final Space.
2 cats.
Yes. Do you think there's going to be one of them are going to die and it's going to be kind of like a tribute thing in season 3?
I don't know. Let's find out.
That would
We'll
be.
see.
I
Joshua
think it would be
predicts.
I think it would be
Cat
fantastic
Memorial.
because I think everybody not everybody. A lot of people watch that Final Space because they love Olin Rogers.
Yeah.
And I just
It'd be
think
good to see a memorial of some
it'll be a
some sort.
memorial, a moral of
Memorial.
that thing.
Mimosas.
Mimosas. It'll be a mimosa of something that really happened, and it'll give tribute to a real
Good cat.
good cat.
Feline.
Feline. I was gonna say a
You
real
said
animal.
feline.
A real animal.
Good feline.
Animal.
This has been this week's segment of Joshua Predicts.
Joshua predicts.
I predict.
You're
next
gonna have
week
to do like a
on
little.
Joshua predicts
Have
Tesla
you
buys
seen
Bitcoin.
You're gonna have to
you
do a little
seen-
graphic that pops up. Joshua predicts.
And on next week's episode, have you seen the news about the latest bear style?
Stop.
Bear style.
Stop, please.
Bear style. What?
Joshua predicts. Friggin', I was going somewhere and I stopped myself.
Good.
That's why I stuttered. Anyways, were we done talking about your mustache?
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about it. It's a little weird.
I mean, there's not much to talk about. So we're being honest.
Yeah, but you know, that's what people notice, though.
The mustache.
They notice my mustache more than yours, probably.
True.
Maybe not in a good way.
But if I shaved all this, people would be like, "Oh, nice mustache."
Mustache.
Whereas people say to you, "Oh, you're growing a mustache." People don't say to me, "You're growing a mustache." They say, "Nice mustache."
Joshua. People look at Josh and be like, "Oh, you're growing a
You're
mustache."
growing a mustache.
It might look good eventually.
Oh. You're growing a mustache.
Friggin', yeah, right after Joshua predicts on this week's episode, Joshua's mustache.
On this week's predicts.
Go look at Amazon for his latest book, How to Grow a Mustache in 24 Years.
You know what the title's going to be like in 2 weeks? Joshua shaves off mustache. Everybody, the world collapses.
The world celebrates.
The world is on fire.
I mean, you got facial hair. Why aren't we talking about your facial hair?
Because it's all over.
A little bit. I mean,
It's not all over the face.
looks good in that picture he took.
Thanks.
It's a little longer. A little, you know.
See,
You're out in
I've
the
mentioned this many
wilderness.
times, so I'm not going to keep going, but I don't care for the thick hair here and the not matching thick hair here.
Yeah, it's all gonna match.
It's got to match, and it doesn't currently match to the standard of my liking, and so I'm not going to let a beard plummet through my follicles on my faces.
Very good. Very smart.
Uh-huh. How about those episodes last week?
Which
kidding.
ones?
Well,
all of them.
Peter Pan?
No,
Was that
that
next
was
week? Was that, how many weeks ago was that?
Joshua, you are not
I
keeping
want to
up.
point out.
We talked about church media.
Oh,
we
yes.
talked to Noah Gordon, and then we talked about our short film that's coming out.
We're talking about last week, not this week.
Right.
Not 2 weeks ago.
Josh was
Talking
not
about last
keeping
week.
I want to address the
up. Elephant.
elephant in the room about the romance episode.
Oh.
Yeah.
Apparently we got called out. We got canceled.
You know what?
Pre-cancellation.
Well, you know what? It was all
Our
of
first cancel.
It was all of our mistakes. Right.
Is this like pre-blessed food?
Because
I had a tingle in my tummy that knew this would happen.
right. Well, because we were trying to get that episode up because we had some.
Oh, is this the mistake that happened?
Well, this was the John Mark's audio. Audacity wouldn't support it. That was the romance episode, right?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
rom-coms.
So,
But that's not what I was thinking was going to happen.
well, so we were editing and posting it right before, like 30 minutes before it came out.
Mm-hmm.
So we were tired. It was like 8 o'clock. It's Friday, and you're like, "What am I calling this? Rom-coms?" And we're like, "Yeah, rom-coms."
Oh.
Right? Wrong. It was romance, just romance in general.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It wasn't supposed to be rom-coms.
Which
So-
I got to go change that
No,
still.
Yeah.
I mean, not anymore. I'll have changed it at this point.
But
Yeah, we got called out. Somebody texted us, a dear friend
yeah.
Dear?
texted us.
dear texted us? Oh, no.
All of us.
Actually,
He
I
texted
saw
all
the
of us.
text. Saw the text.
And you threw your
I
phone
had no
away.
And I
idea.
looked at it and I said, I'm not going to return that text out of spite.
Dang.
I was like, you do the episode next time.
You get on a podcast.
You probably would like that, though.
you take the time out of your day to do a podcast and then criticize me.
He kind of called us all out, man. Should we just throw him out? Should we throw him
Was
out?
it Seth?
It was Seth.
It was Seth. Okay.
Seth. You called us out, brother.
I thought it was Mackenzie.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't recognize the number.
For real?
But I realize now I have Mackenzie's name saved in my phone.
Mackenzie doesn't listen to
Really?
our podcast.
Yeah.
You thought
I
it
was
was
like,
Mackenzie?
I was like, Mackenzie would listen to maybe the romance one. I know she likes romance.
Mm-hmm.
She's not going to listen to me and you guys talk.
But I was
For
like,
hours.
regardless. I was like, I didn't know who exactly it was, but I was like, regardless. Out of spite, I am not returning that text message. And then Joe hits with a shameful, yeah, I was thinking about fixing that.
I was. I came to the end of that episode thinking, we kind of started wanting to talk about rom-coms, but really all we did was just talk about rom-coms, romance, but also just rom-com movies we like.
Define rom-com then.
Romantic comedies.
Mine was romantic comedy.
Well, I know, but it wasn't like our normal. If we title something rom-com, people are going to come to us thinking they're going to analyze the concept of rom-com.
It wasn't supposed to be rom-coms. It was just romance movies.
Okay, so we're doing
talking
it all
about
again,
our favorite
starting
romance
now?
movies.
We're
No,
gonna do a whole nother rom-com.
no, we're staying away from
Hey,
that.
welcome back to the Midnight Special, ladies and gentlemen.
Our
We are
audience
doing
is
a
exclusively
rom-com.
No, we're not. Our audience is exclusively men, except for the women who already follow us. Stick around, please.
Don't be.
What is our? Does it say?
Actually, yeah, we're very almost exclusively men.
Really?
Yeah.
Aw.
We're like
What's
80% guys
80% guys to
that
what?
watch us.
Hey, boys.
Hey, boys.
Hey, boys.
And ladies, we
And
love you
ladies,
too.
my mom, my sisters,
Esther.
Esther,
Our sisters.
your sisters,
Anybody else?
Ethan.
Got him.
Got him. But seriously though, what about this? What about the topic for this week?
I'll tell you something. We have a topic that we're going to delve into.
Hey,
And we're delving into it this
this
time.
is a big one. I've been thinking up this idea for quite a while.
All right. Are you guys ready?
I don't ever do anything spur of the moment.
Never.
Never. Not come up with topics.
You're like, never.
Never.
All right. You ready?
No. But we're good to go. I'm just not ready. I'm still trying to grow that mustache.
He's just
You're
sitting
almost
here going
there.
like,
Almost.
nobody touched me.
I'm concentrating.
Is there anything you want to talk about before we move into the
No, I think we're good.
Anything you want to call everybody out on? Since we're already
people that don't like your hair? You want me to hurt them?
Yeah, can you go cut a?
Oh, I want to tell a story real quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
So last night, I get home, and
Oh, we bring this up?
yeah,
No, can we not?
I want to. Come
Why?
on, man.
I haven't heard it. You have to.
It's fun. It's a funny story.
You have to. I haven't heard it. I literally texted Joshua last night because I texted him like twice
Oh, you
yesterday.
too?
Yeah.
I texted
for
him
some
twice
reason,
yesterday.
My two
And I
parents
said-
texted me.
I said, "Are you still alive?" Because he doesn't respond. Did you say the same thing?
So I get home. I get home last night. Josh is a meticulous person. He
What-
has a schedule,
okay, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I know your schedule. I know when you get home, you go out, you do your workout. So I get home and Josh isn't there. I'm like, cool, whatever. He's probably at his workout, right?
Yeah.
So I lay on the couch, I turn on a TV show, and then he's still not home. Around 7:30, I'm like,
What? Joshua's dead.
I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna text him. I'm like, I'm sure he's used to that from Joe, maybe texting him. Like,
Yeah, I texted him before you.
like, I don't want to be that guy, right?
That guy.
But I've had this happen before with like my siblings when they don't come home. It's really late, and you're like, I'm not gonna bother them. I'm not gonna be the parent, right? And you're like,
Can't
he's
help it.
out. They're out with their friends. They're having fun, and then there's this one little thought that's like, what if they're dead? And your chest tightens, and they're like, what if they're on the side of the road?
You know,
And your chest tightens, and it's like, I'll send him a text just to make sure. I'm like, so I'm like, how do I do this casual? Hey, bro, you good?
I just said, "Are you alive?"
Well, I didn't want to do that. I just went, you good?
I think it's saying something about us, though. If I just don't text
Yeah,
you guys.
we care about you,
And-
and you don't appreciate it.
No, we're so much in contact that when
Yeah,
I don't
we're
respond to your
always
text,
around.
that like
You
guys
can't just.
If
freak
you
out.
didn't respond to my text in like 3
What would you
hours,
do?
I would have gotten worried. In like 3 hours, I would have waited 3 hours.
Okay.
If you
What
wouldn't
would
have
you
responded
done?
to my text,
What did you do in 3 hours?
If I would have called Joe, I would have called the police probably. We would have sent a search party out to find you.
Okay, look. If Wyatt texts you, he says, "You good?" I text you. I said, "You alive?" Because you
I
haven't.
was on an
But
adventure.
see, like we're roommates, right? So
I'm brother. I live friggin' 300 feet away.
But for me,
Yeah,
it's
a little
like
too close.
I know when
Maybe
he
she
gets
get
here.
a restraining order for
The
300 feet.
So I just thought it was funny. I think it's funny that you texted him.
So you're not gonna tell us the adventure?
I think you just went out. You said
so
you went out and got some
speaking of
food.
rom-coms,
You went on a date?
He said he went out and got food with friends. I don't
Work
think
friends.
I didn't say food. I did not say that.
Oh, that's what. Well,
Wait, did I?
I don't know.
remember.
Work friends?
Rom-coms.
I was like, wait a second. There's more to this story. We'll get into this after the podcast.
Yeah.
How dare you not tell me what's
I thought
going
it
on
was
in your
friends.
life?
Shh. Don't be overbearing.
I can't
Okay.
help it. I tell him
You need to
everything.
calm down.
No, gosh. I feel my mustache quivering.
We're like your parents. You need to just calm down.
Look, don't tell me what to do, woman.
What?
He's my brother.
What did I say
Well,
when
he's
you got
my
home?
roommate.
When I got home, what did I say to you?
I was
He
like,
said, "Don't worry
I'm
about
laying on
me."
the couch.
No, he was like, "So, you went out, huh?" And I was like, "Yeah, Mom."
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, Mom, I went out. Just was out with some friends."
I wasn't like
You're gonna be the
checking
death
up
of
on
me.
you. Like,
Why?
Are you out? Are you out drinking and doing drugs with your friends? Right?
Are you
I-
out
'cause-
doing alcohol?
doing doing whippets. I was. It's for me. It's like,
Are you getting high on the truth?
is he having fun or is he dead?
Yeah.
I don't care about anything in between.
No.
Right?
And I don't care for either option. I don't want him to be dead. I don't want him to be having fun.
Well, I wanted him to have fun. I wouldn't have texted, but I figured, right? Right, he was having fun, right? But I'm not going to be the guy who, when they find his dead body, they're going to be like, nobody cared, nobody texted him, nobody made sure he was okay.
We couldn't unlock his phone. He had an Apple phone. They pride themselves on being secure.
But if they do find your body in a ditch, they'll see a text that says, "You good, bro?"
They can identify me by my mustache.
And another one
No,
that
they
says,
can't.
"Are you alive?" The thing is, Joshua called. Normally, Joshua FaceTimes me every day. Why he FaceTimes, I don't know. But we started that a while ago, and it hasn't stopped.
It was you who started it. So.
I would be laying in bed in Georgia, and you would FaceTime me. I'd be like, "What the heck? Why does he want to see my face?" And then I started answering.
See, I can't.
See, the
I
thing
grab
is,
people and I pull them in.
I don't even show him my face most time. It's like
The ceiling.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he
Friggin-
FaceTimes you.
So Joshua FaceTimes me probably once a day. Something about the podcast, or like today, he wanted some clarification on something, and he told me he found some dead rats
What?
today at work. He didn't.
But
do
I
that
called you
yesterday.
for something else.
Not a big deal. I text him
Mhm.
with a question that he could answer at any time. Well, he doesn't ever answer. I think I text him at like 2:00 in the afternoon. I wait until 6:30 p.m. or something, and I text him. See, he hasn't responded. He's usually going to respond or call me or something, and he didn't. He's, ghosting. And so I was like, "Are you alive?" And he responds in 30 seconds. Yes? Question mark. I was like, "What?"
I was asking like, yes, I'm alive, but question mark, why are you asking if I'm alive?
yeah.
What do you think I was asking?
I'm alive.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
I think it's important that maybe we as a group create some sort of like
See,
system.
I don't know.
Communication.
Okay.
No, just a system where we can check on each other, right? It's
What do
just a group chat called Safety Net, right?
Okay.
Where if I haven't seen
It's
you
like-
guys in like a day, and it's 12:00 and I'm like not home, and you guys are wondering where I'm at, maybe at some point I put a thumbs up in that chat just so that you guys see the thumbs up. You're like, oh, okay, he's good. Don't have to worry about him,
Yeah.
right?
I like this idea.
Okay, Mom.
However, I have a thought.
Yeah.
When you're having a good time, you're not thinking about sending no emojis.
Always think about it
Oh,
every time.
Is that just a rule
Always.
now?
No, it's from when I would go out and I'd be having fun with my friends and I'd stay over at somebody's house and and my dad would call me the next day. He's like, "Nobody knows where you're at. We don't know if you're dead." And so I made it a habit to always text
Hey, Sanka.
my
you
mom
dead?
and my dad.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I'd make it a habit just to text my parents, "I'm out," or "I'm here,"
Yeah.
just to make sure they don't worry about me.
Yes.
Because just because we're adults doesn't mean that bad things can't happen to us.
Bad things
right?
could happen.
Bad things can happen to us, and I think it's important to have a safety net.
Okay.
Who
What are we
got?
doing? Like
That's right.
like text a mustache if you're like, no, I got it. Text like a fire emoji if you're just out having fun with friends. Text a mustache if like you're on a date or something.
Yeah, mustache on a date.
Mustache
Not
on a
fire, right? Thumbs up if you're having a good time.
Yeah.
Mustache if you're on a date.
Yeah.
And then like bomb if you're in danger.
I'm just gonna be like, crap, man, where's the bomb?
Where's the bomb emoji? You're like walking down the street. There's somebody, like a group of dudes following you. You're like, where's the bomb emoji?
Friggin' okay. I think it's about time.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
I'm gonna go do a slide.
Ooh, I don't know what your slides are because I can't see them.
Tell me if I spelled it wrong.
Story scale.
Story scale.
Um.
Wrong kind of scale.
Probably.
Probably.
You know what the worst part is? I don't know.
Okay, hold on.
Scale. What?
Scale.
I can't
Scaling a business. Hold on.
I can't even see the slides.
Oh,
So
that's probably
okay.
the right time. I
That's
think
the
it's the
right
right
one.
time. I think it's right. Hold on.
Like dragon scale.
Hold on. Scale.
Yeah.
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 I don't think that.
That's called story, right?
Yeah.
spell it.
Okay. So
All right.
story scale, right?
All right, Wyatt, explain yourself. What does this mean?
All right. So
How far are we into this podcast?
I
Like
don't
an
know.
hour in.
I want
almost.
to tell everyone, welcome to 45 minutes into the
45 minutes
podcast.
in.
We finally get to the topic.
Yeah.
So story scale would be like, I mean, it can be a number of things. The scale of the physical space of the story.
Okay.
Like you tell a story that takes place in a town, right? Like Stranger Things takes place for the most part in the town, right? So the scale is sort of in the town, right?
Or like that new show on Disney Plus, like WandaVision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
don't
it
know what
takes
you're talking
place
about.
in the town,
In the
right?
town. Or
Where-
like The Village.
Or the village. It takes place in the town.
The town.
Right.
Or
Okay,
that
we've got it.
Signs.
We understand.
You
Like
know?
we understand. Like it takes place in the house. We got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That's the.
Or you got
That's
that
the
like
scale.
Finding Nemo. It's the
the story.
ocean.
That would be big scale.
Yeah.
The ocean. Or
Finding Nemo. Not just the ocean.
Galaxy Quest.
Yeah.
It's the space.
Yeah.
It's all of the space.
It's the space, right?
Or that movie, The Room. It's surprisingly not a room.
Right. It's the room. Right. So, I mean, TV shows do this all the time, especially the older ones.
Yeah.
It would be a set of the house is where most of the stories take place. I mean, New Girl did it.
Yep.
Like it was almost all in the apartment.
Almost
all the time.
But if they were
Friends.
outside of the apartment,
They were actually outside.
they were actually outside, or they, it's
wasn't usually a
important
set.
to. I think the scale of New Girl is the very small group of people that live together.
Yeah. It's less about the space and more about the people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they would go outside of the apartment, parties, weddings, things, right? And it's like a normal place.
Yes.
So yeah, it's important to change the scale, right? But
And
like
to
Friends,
define the scale if you're coming up with a story.
yeah. But Friends takes place in like 2 apartments.
Yeah.
Right, and sometimes it changes a little bit, but for the most part, it's 2 apartments and the coffee place.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Central Perk.
Yeah, dumb name.
Also, they made a killing off of a very limited amount of freaking production value.
Yeah,
They just had to make 3 rooms.
Yeah.
Film a bunch
Killing.
of
You know how much
scenes.
money Friends got to stay on Netflix?
How much?
A lot.
probably a lot.
Why would you say? Do you know how much? Without
Part of the
getting
it's part of the education of the show.
Hey guys,
A lot.
A lot.
let me tell you.
No,
it was
I'm
a
saying
lot.
like 20
however you
years
define
later,
a lot,
yeah.
they've
go up.
still made.
They're still making money.
Yeah.
Well, of course they're still making money. Of
So, yeah, I think it's interesting when a story takes place amongst a group of people or amongst a lot of people. You know, it's like Friends versus Game of Thrones, which is a bunch of people.
Interesting. What's the most interesting, unique that you can think of top of your head? You got 3 seconds.
For scale?
3,
For scale?
2, yes.
Like, okay, 2012. That movie, 2012.
No.
The world? No.
Yeah. The scale of that movie was
Rick
the
and
whole
Morty.
world.
Space?
For scale.
The room and space? Basically the...
For scale, for like the biggest. Is
Well,
that,
no, I'm just saying that's unique. It kind of pulls in,
Yeah.
and it's
That's
unique
what I'm saying.
to. What do you think?
I think one of the most unique is Rick and Morty.
Oh, okay.
It's large scale. It can sometimes be a bottle episode where everything takes place in their house, like the aliens one, the aliens one, like the Parasite one, where there's all the wacky, crazy characters. It's all taking place in the house, but it still feels crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then sometimes they're going through space to other planets, going to different dimensions, going to all these different places. It's massive and it's crazy.
And it's fantastic.
And it's fantastic. The light fantastic even.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, let me throw this out there like I already
it's a book
did.
reference. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We don't read books at this place.
We don't read books.
So what was your thought?
2012.
Okay.
The movie 2012.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
You saw that. Remember?
What is it called?
Member berries. I'm just kidding.
2020.
2012.
I remember the year 2012. What
Do you remember the movie? It was about the world ending.
A world ending that came out in 2012. Yeah.
I remember the year 2012. Yes.
I was alive.
Yes, a movie that came out in 2012 about the year about the world
it came
ending.
out before 2012. That's why it was such a crazy movie.
Okay. It came out in the year 2012,
You
but it's not
obviously
2012.
don't remember the year 2012.
No, I remember the movie 2012. The flood, Noah's flood, or something like that. Yes.
All right. Well, it wasn't Noah's, but it was a flood.
It was Alex's flood, right?
It was a great deluge. Not Noah's deluge.
Not Noah's deluge. So the world comes to an end in 2012. The world floods itself. All the volcanoes erupt. Mass extinction of all life on the earth.
Yeah.
By water and fire.
Right.
And falling rocks.
Yeah.
And
It is about people trying to survive this global destruction. But there was a few main characters that the story followed. But the thing is, it felt huge. They presented it in a way of saying, hey, we have some main characters because that's important for a story, but check out the whole world and how do they respond to this? You know what I mean? Yeah. It's a pretty big scale.
It's big scale.
It's big scale.
Which do you prefer?
Small scale. Joshua brought it up. Signs.
Yeah.
Global invasion of aliens. Focus down onto how it affects one family.
Yeah.
In their small little house in the country.
Yeah. I don't remember
it's
too
not
much
all
about
that. They do
Signs.
go-
I remember
they
a
go
lot
into the
about
city.
Signs. But I remember a little bit
town.
like he takes some mashed potatoes off his kid's plate, makes her cry. I don't know.
No. He freaking, oh man,
He's
why did
angry.
you have to bring, no he's not. Why'd you have to bring up that
He's scared.
thing?
He's upset.
He is
Everybody's
scared.
upset.
He thinks that's their last meal.
Right.
He freaking, oh gosh.
Stop.
I
Okay.
can't help it. You've tapped into something.
So, yeah, I'll give it to Signs. I like what they call bottle episodes. I like
Bottle. What's in the bottle?
I like when you can take your characters, put them in a small space, and still make just an immense amount of story.
Okay.
Right? I like small scale.
Yeah.
I think, and I know you guys haven't seen it, but the TV show Community,
I've seen some.
right? Community manages to be small scale, like it only happens at a community college, right? And they very rarely go outside the community college. But it's small scale, but somehow feels big scale. Like there's so much that happens.
It probably feels big scale because it's not like a family. It's everybody has their own stories and their own people they interact with outside of the group.
No.
No.
No, it's they interact with each other almost
it.
exclusively. Like, there's 7 characters.
I do agree with what you're saying. There's a lot of films that feel very tight, even if they're not tight.
Yeah.
And I don't like that.
I don't like when they're not tight, dude.
No, I like.
It's gotta be tight.
No, they gotta keep it loose.
I like it loose.
Wait, is it gotta be tight?
I like it when stories
No,
where films keep it loose.
You know what I'm
I
talking
don't
about,
want
though.
it tight.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean 4 felt tight.
Yes.
On Stranger Tides felt like the set was small. Felt like claustrophobic.
Felt like everything was small.
Yes.
It felt tight.
I did tell you that when I went and watched it in theaters.
Yeah, but I noticed it before you told me that.
Want to talk about the scale
First to watch
changing,
it, right? No.
So when I was a kid, I watched the original like Batman movie with Michael Keaton. Right?
Michael.
Felt big, felt massive, felt like a big movie, right? Like large scale movie. Watch it now, I'm like, this is all a set.
Hey.
I'm like, Gotham City is a set.
Hey.
They come around that corner. That corner is there every time. There's nothing beyond that corner. I know.
I'll tell you what's beyond that corner. A green room.
A green room, right? I'm like, because there's the courthouse, there's the train tracks. I'm like, this is all a set.
Hey.
Yeah, I've been bamboozled. I've been hoodwinked.
I've been tricked.
Yeah.
Bamboozed. Hey,
I hear that.
I think the show Peaky Blinders obviously it has a set, but I think Peaky Blinders created a set that's like a spiral. So all of the streets in Birmingham.
Alabama?
No. Birmingham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't know where Birmingham is.
I'm telling you, it's
In London? Are they in London?
I don't think they're in London.
Okay.
They're Irish folks.
It's our neighbors.
Okay, but Birmingham is kind of where these guys are from. I think the set that they have their business, they do all their street gangsta stuff on.
They're street.
They
get their street smarts.
I think it's like a spiderweb set.
Yeah.
Where they have like a centerpiece, and then they created a street, and then on the other side of the set they have another street, and then on the other side of the set they have another street. So they have multiple streets to work with, but they don't have to keep building stuff.
They belong to the streets. Yeah. That's cool.
I think they did the same thing with King's Landing on when they destroyed King's Landing.
Yeah.
On season 7 or season 8.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Right.
In Game of Thrones, they actually, I watched behind the scenes. They built streets because they wanted to burn it up. They wanted to throw flames everywhere. They wanted to knock down towers.
Oh yeah.
But in order to do that, they actually needed space. So they rented this huge property. They built all of these streets.
Season 8? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. When
See, that seems
Daenerys comes
tight
through
for tight to me.
King's Landing.
Season 8, the show itself wasn't tight, but season 8 was
what
tight.
what about the battle at
Okay,
Winterfell?
so see,
Still
the
tight.
whole show, right, felt massive in scale.
Yep.
Yeah.
Huge. A whole
Not
world, right? All of Westeros. It didn't matter where.
And
they were
Essos.
And Essos, they were in the Riverlands.
Not Essos.
They were
not Essos.
above the wall.
The north of the wall.
Right? They were in down below King's Landing area. They were in the desert. They were in the steppe lands. I mean, it was everywhere.
The Iron Islands.
Right? Everywhere.
Yeah.
And then season 7 and 8, it's like they skip. It's like a movie fast forwarding, fast travel.
It's like, and John went from Dragonstone,
Dragonstone,
all the way to the north
of the wall.
North of the wall.
It was like, he's
in not even an episode.
Right. I could see Daenerys doing it
Because she's
her
on a dragon. It's like
right,
taking a 4-hour flight.
Exactly. Yeah. But I mean, it went from a large scale thing, huge, big,
to small scale,
to just it felt like the world was so small.
Do Do you
and I
remember
didn't
how
like
many?
it.
Yes. Do you remember how many episodes in season 1, right at the beginning there? It took Ned and Ned and his friend, the king, who get killed by the pig,
Robert Baratheon.
Robert Baratheon. It took them to go from just Winterfell all the way down back to King's Landing.
Yeah.
Took them a while.
A long time.
Took them like 3 episodes.
That was part of the problem was miscommunication. How long it takes for information to travel.
Yep.
You know? I mean...
As the crow flies.
They even said, I think in one of the books, it's like, things that are happening in this book are happening sometimes before and sometimes after the events that are happening for other characters. Mm-hmm. Right? Because of how far apart they are.
Yep. It's a big world. It's a big world.
And yet Star Trek has had how many seasons on these tiny little sets and still feels
fantastic,
big,
yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Felt big to the Trekkies.
There's going to be a butt, though.
The Trekkies are like, man, live long and prosper, dog.
Star Wars felt huge. Even I'll give this to every Star Wars movie. Felt massive. Every single one of them. First one was it was you were going from world to world. You're going to the Death Star. They were going to, they were on Tatooine.
I didn't like Rogue One.
Okay.
Still didn't feel tight,
but
though.
it didn't feel small.
It did,
it
though,
was
actually.
Big.
It did, though, actually. Except the very end. Everything before that felt small.
Okay, so Rogue One did it bad, right? It felt tighter than the other ones because they were trying to do your classic large-scale Star Wars thing, go everywhere, right? But the one scene that felt awesome was the one that was tight, the one in the hallway. Small-scale scene with Darth Vader killing all those dudes.
You're right. Also, I really liked it when the Death Star faced the planet and looked at that one dude right before it was about to destroy it.
That was pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. The Death Star is just like turning and it's like he's like looking at it.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
So yeah, I mean, do you guys have any examples of stories? And I'm not talking just like the physical area. I'm talking the cast and characters or the story itself. Do you feel like there's any stories that feel like it's a small scale story?
I have something that can help prompt this. If you will give me 2 cents.
Okay.
2 cents, please? I'm just kidding.
I don't have it.
I got some
Drama.
I got some
fiction, thriller.
Some okay, so I got some genres here to help trigger and also help us to determine. So, like, here are some examples of drama. Right. I think drama works best on small scale, for example. You know what I mean? And we can walk our way through this. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, let's start, I guess, with drama, maybe. What do you think?
Yeah, go ahead.
Damn.
Do you have any ideas for drama? Like, examples of scale, and then did it work?
I have one for... I don't know if this is more thrilling. Can we go to thrilling?
Well, let me give some examples of a drama. So, I guess it's more of an action drama, The Count of Monte Cristo.
Yeah, I was was thinking that.
It's sort of large scale. He comes in on a boat.
But then he's in prison for so long.
He goes to it moves from thing. He goes to the island of Elba. Am I saying that right?
I think so.
And then he goes home, and then he goes to prison, and that feels tight, right? Even though there's a lot of story. And that's, again, some of my favorite storytelling is in those scenes in prison.
Yeah.
Right? I love prison escape type stuff.
Yeah.
So, and then he leaves. He goes all over the place. It feels big, right? It feels like a nice big scale.
Yes.
I think it works. I think it's good.
But that's still incorporating the action into the drama.
Compared to some other action movies. It's more drama.
The Great Escape. We talked about that not too long ago.
You guys need to narrow it down. What is actual drama, though?
Drama is a dramatic person.
A drama is just drama between humans, between politics.
You have any?
Okay. Jeez. What's a Pride and Prejudice?
Yeah, that's definitely a drama.
I Pride and Prejudice doesn't come to you know what? It really, actually, Pride and Prejudice comes to the forefront of my mind often, thinking about movies.
I never think about Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah, I
Really?
do.
No.
when I think movies,
I don't know why.
Genres, drama, Pride and Prejudice.
Pride and Prejudice.
Yep.
Right. Okay, so what's another drama movie? Why can't I think of it right now?
There's a lot of drama
What's
movies.
on the next?
I got a lot of them that I love.
Science
But
fiction.
okay, well,
Ooh,
most drama.
Science fiction. Alien.
Let me finish off the drama thing just so that we can move on.
Yes.
Most dramas sort of feel larger scale.
Kind of.
Some of them. I mean, like movies like The Room, maybe smaller scale. Is it considered a drama?
The Room.
I did not hear. I did
not.
not. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on since apparently none of us can think of any drama movies.
We suck.
Science fiction. Okay. Right? Star Wars.
Star Trek.
Amazing. Star Trek.
Alien.
Amazing. And now Alien feels smaller scale.
But it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
Alien doesn't fall in science fiction. It's a crossbreed between science fiction and horror and thriller. I think it falls in thriller
Could you
category.
please? Yeah, no, it counts as science fiction.
Could I please what, dog?
Could you please? Like,
Could you please just pay attention to me, please?
could you just narrow it down, okay?
Narrow it down.
Like,
It's not science
put it in a
fiction,
category.
obviously. And we're going to compare it to anything and compare it to Jaws, and Jaws is clearly not science fiction.
Yeah.
So we're going to skip over that and go to thrilling, right?
No, we're sticking on... Oh, gosh.
Science fiction.
Yeah.
Always sort of feels. I mean, what do you think? Have you guys ever seen
Ooh.
Ex Machina?
A big one.
I have not.
What's the one with, is it Space? Sandra Bullock and she's floating around space?
Yeah.
Galaxy.
Gravity.
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 Yeah, that one. Even though
Big,
that one's in
big.
space,
It's big.
you know,
But
and there's
think
a lot of
about
things
it.
that happen. Feels kind of
You know
What?
why?
tight.
It gets down inside her helmet.
Yeah.
You're like
Inside
experiencing
helmets,
it from
inside
her helmet.
ships.
What am I
Yeah.
thinking of then that's like really space? Just
Interstellar?
Maybe,
I'll tell you what,
don't know.
Interstellar really gave
No.
me the heebie-jeebies when they went into space.
Yeah.
Because the first time they go into space, it's just silent.
Yeah.
I mean, so silent, you're sitting there and you can hear the little ringing in your ears, and you're like, crap, that's exactly what space is. It's nothing. There's no sound. There's no ambient noise to keep your mind going. It's just emptiness. And the one dude is freaking out. He's like, there's what, a couple millimeters of wall between me and the void, and he's freaking out, and it made me freak out a little bit.
that movie's great.
Whew.
Good.
So
Flash.
yeah, so science fiction, there's few times where it feels small scale. So
Science fiction. I think by nature, science fiction needs to be large scale.
I mean, Avatar, massive, huge,
it's huge.
amazing.
I don't know.
Incredible.
Avatar was definitely huge.
Okay, what about let briefly go back to drama? What about Titanic?
Titanic
Takes
was
place
pretty
on
big.
a ship, but it feels like a large movie. A lot of ship. There's a lot of ship there.
Look, we're gonna keep dissecting this.
Yeah.
Even if we come to the
Okay,
conclusion
so-
that none of this should be in a box.
Let's just think of some like 2 or 3 examples from each category.
Okay.
Titanic was great.
All right, let's move on to thriller.
How about we go
Signs.
to comedy? I want to go to
Oh my
comedy.
gosh, Josh.
Gonna kill you.
Joshua.
No, what I was thinking about thriller is the first. I just lost what it's called. What is it when you can basically do whatever you want for a night? What is that called?
The Purge.
The first Purge. It's just following one family at their house.
Yeah.
But it's
Doesn't
pretty
go out-
big.
Doesn't go outside that, but it feels big. And then we have like the other purges, which is like the whole city.
The whole city. Yeah, like the Batman movies, the Christopher Nolan Batman movies feel huge.
But those are action.
Oh yeah, I don't know why he said city. I was thinking like at the end of the first Batman,
Pittsburgh.
where it's like the whole city is like blowing up. Yeah, that's kind of what the Purge feels like.
But
You're right,
Well,
yeah.
I was specifically bringing up the first one at their house because it's kind of one set.
Yeah.
I think you're on something. Because then we start talking about like I will say, Alien, Thriller, small scale.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
A Quiet Place, global event, small scale.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, A Quiet Place. I forgot about
Signs,
Quiet Place.
global event, small scale. Freaking, how about this? What is it called? War of the Worlds, global event, small scale within a family. Thriller has
they tend to
a
do
type.
that. Oh, have you guys seen Crawl?
No.
So
Sounds scary to me.
okay, well, it's sort of the same thing. There's a hurricane happening in Florida, so the whole state, probably the whole country, is feeling the effects. But a girl goes home to, I guess, help her dad get out of the house, get out of Florida, right before the storm comes. It's like it's already there, and she can't find her dad, and she goes down into the crawl space. She sees that the crawl space is open. She goes down in there to check on him, and she sees him laying there in like the corner of the crawl space. And then she gets attacked by an alligator. And there's an alligator down there with them, and most of the movie takes place in the crawl space.
Alligators
and
in the
scary,
sewer?
and it's
There's alligators in the sewer?
Statewide
under the
event.
house.
Statewide event.
Small scale.
Literally
Yeah.
small. They're in a crawl space.
Okay, but what's an example of a thriller that's more
That's the thing.
large scale?
I don't think there is one. Because even a lot of thrillers like Zodiac or Prisoner, right? That's like human to human thrilling, and not necessarily like there's an alien or there's a monster or there's an animal or there's, I don't know, a demon or something. It's like person to person thrilling, like serial killer.
War of the Worlds. You call that thriller?
Yeah, I just did a few minutes ago.
Yeah,
War
he
of the
mentioned
Worlds?
it.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
He says small scale, but I
Global
remember
That's
event.
large scale.
No, global event, small scale within a family unit.
Global event,
Jazz hands.
large.
I don't know. Does Tom Cruise run over all over the place in that movie?
Yeah.
Looking for his kids.
Feels kind of big scale to me. Medium scale.
Medium.
Okay, but the thing is also, maybe.
I think if we're talking about if a character is moving places in a town, comparatively for thriller is kind of big scale.
So you think a town is big scale?
Because every scary movie that happens takes place in a house, in a camp, in your dreams, whatever, right? It's usually small scale stuff.
I think that makes it more scary.
Unless it's a TV show, then they can take the time to prolong,
Yeah.
So rom-com,
We don't know about those. We should go to the next one.
rom-com always feels medium scale to me.
Medium,
Always.
hardcore.
Always,
agree.
because it's always taking place.
There's multiple characters.
It's by
There's
the
multiple
bay,
friends.
It's in the city.
By the
Everybody's
bay.
either out of the apartment, at the cafe, going shopping. Rom-coms are almost always sort of
I agree with
in the
that.
city, in the town.
Medium.
Unless it's a Hallmark movie, then it kind of feels small scale.
Everything is
At the
lukewarm
ranch, it's like
with rom-coms. That's why I spit it out of my mouth.
Rom-coms.
Just kidding.
Everything's lukewarm.
I
I think you're thinking Hallmark, which is which is another topic altogether. We'll just need to spend a night on Hallmark.
We should do a dumpster dive
Oh,
podcast
that would be awesome.
where we roast things. But I'm nervous about roasting things because once you start down that path, if you see any success from it, then you're going to be labeled as the guy who hates stuff.
We roast things here on this channel.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
and
I
marshmallows
want to have
are
fun
one of
doing
them.
it.
Yeah. Marshmallows and
You
Josh's
love marshmallows.
mustache. Ooh, just roasting all night.
All
Roast.
night.
You think I
Action?
should give him a name?
No, please
Okay.
don't.
Terry.
Terry.
Why it's like, no, don't give it a name. And I'm
Because you
like,
could tear it right off. That-
no, that's
jokes on jokes tonight, man. I'm on fire.
one after the other.
So action.
Okay,
Usually,
this is obvious. Anything Marvel.
Yeah,
almost
Batman.
always feels large.
Literally, action has to be large scale.
I don't know. I feel like action can take place in a town.
No.
Yeah, it can. Action can take place in a town.
No, because then it could just be labeled as drama or thriller.
I don't know.
I think we do put things in categories.
Okay,
Depending on
here's
scale.
an example.
All right.
Predator. It's more thriller, but it is action. There's a lot of gunfighting and stuff.
Well, a lot of thrillers have that, though.
Right? But it's in the jungle.
Is there any scene that feels kind of like Jurassic Park? Where it feels like something is stalking?
All of it.
Exactly. It's a thriller.
Okay.
Or Jaws.
Yeah. But it's not, I wouldn't say it's small scale, because they go all over the jungle.
Okay. So action.
It becomes localized.
I got one that's small scale in action. Hear me out. Small scale. Kong.
That's small scale?
Small scale.
Are you kidding?
No.
It feels
joking.
like
By
a big
very
movie.
day.
I'm joking.
I know it takes place on an island.
Yeah.
But
by definition.
here's a fun one, and I know why they did it. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Small scale?
It's large scale. It takes place in a backyard, but it's a large scale movie.
But we're getting to comedy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just thought of that example.
90s. That was 90s, right? Or 80s?
Yeah.
90s, man.
90s.
Comedy.
And if you don't think it's going to be on my list, you're correct.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah.
So I guess comedy is similar to rom-com, in my opinion.
No, because Honey, I Shrunk the Kids is a comedy, kind of. It's like a family comedy.
Family.
You get into Seth Rogen stuff, adult comedy. The Disaster Artist, literally about the room, but about the making of the room, the dude.
Yeah. So comedy, I feel like can be.
You know, it goes right. You're right. It just feels like medium.
Yeah,
scale.
it feels like medium scale.
Like rom-coms.
You know, it's almost always, unless it's really hard to make comedy, you know, really good in a small scale environment. You got to be a good comedian, I think. Am I correct?
Say a little more.
I don't know. You almost have to have your characters interacting with others, right? Happy Gilmore isn't funny unless Happy Gilmore's interacting with others.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Grown Ups isn't funny unless they're all out doing stuff, wacky hijinks and whatnot, right?
Yeah, Adam Sandler's not funny without his friends.
Okay.
Yeah, but he can get mad at anything and it'll be funny.
What's the one with Steve Martin and all the kids?
Cheaper by the dozen.
Cheaper by the dozen.
Heck yeah.
It's not funny unless they're going out and getting into some sort of hijinks with all the kids and Steve Martin. Right?
Steve Martin and Martin Short, man, they're a good duo.
They're a good duo.
Rom-coms. This is a comedy or rom-com. Freaking Father of the Bride.
Ooh.
How did we not mention that?
That's
fantastic.
That's a
rom-com.
It's got to be a rom-com.
And it's good.
It's good. It's so funny.
Both,
but it's
Father
also
of the Bride
medium scale.
and
medium scale.
Father of the Bride and the second one, whatever. What is the second one called? Father of the Bride, I guess. Part 2. Is that? I'm pretty sure it's part 2.
It's probably part 2.
It's either part 2 or it's Grandfather of the Bride. I don't know.
So, but
they're both really good.
But yeah, so comedy, rom-coms, and then the weird category, I guess, that Stranger Things and like Super 8.
Sci-fi action.
Sci-fi, thriller.
Action
with kids that
comedy.
takes place in a town. Right? It's sort of medium scale.
Yeah.
But feels big scale because they're kids.
Are we in comedy or action right now? I'm kind of lost.
We're in comedy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But like anything with kids riding bikes feels larger scale because where a town feels small to us, right? It feels massive when it's kids riding their bikes through the town and through the woods. It's a much bigger place.
Yeah.
You know?
Super 8 was a great movie.
It was good. I feel like Stranger Things is Super 8. But,
kind of.
But it's a TV show version.
Yeah. Super 8, I mean not Super 8. Stranger Things 2 and 3 seasons got weird.
So horror?
Horror.
Horror.
We're talking Conjuring.
Horror.
We're talking Saw. We're talking Friday the 13th. We're talking Annabelle.
These are all small scale.
Are we talking?
You right. We can move on.
Okay, Attack on Titan.
That's not horror.
That's not horror.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
No,
that's not horror.
Come on, those Titans are horrifying.
That's a mix between drama and thriller and action. Yeah. Anime do it different, bro.
You didn't see those. You didn't see the Titans.
Thriller. They're scary.
Horror.
They're horrifying, but that
Eating
doesn't mean it's a
people.
horror.
They're
film.
horrifying. I think
one.
horror falls.
Thriller.
Attack on Titan falls in that category.
Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Okay, I don't want to get demonetized. I don't want to get demonetized. We're not monetized.
We're not.
Copyright strike.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think most horror's kind of on the road with thriller. It tends to be sort of small scale. I was thinking, I know what the problem is with Predator.
Yeah.
I know
What's
why the movies got worse.
The
first two, the first one's in the jungle.
Okay.
Right? Kind of small scale.
Yeah.
The second one is in Los Angeles. Right?
Yes.
Also small scale. Right? The next ones are like, oh, they go into there's a whole planet where they drop people and you know, they have to they tried to make it bigger scale.
Okay.
Right? That's the problem. They should have kept it small scale.
Yeah.
Alien had the same problem.
Yeah.
They kept trying to make bigger and bigger scale.
It becomes less thrilling and scary.
It's less scary. It's not as cool.
Really quick, as we kind of close this off, I think we should take a look at more indie films or maybe films that didn't have a big budget but found ways to make things big scale. That would be cool. Do you have any ideas?
Darker Colors.
I don't know.
We talked about on this thing. Me and you talked
That
about
one,
it briefly. It's really good. Go look up Darker Colors on YouTube. We talked about it on our podcast one time. We reviewed it.
What episode are we
Small
at right
scale.
now, podcast-wise?
This is 151, dog.
We passed 150, and we didn't even mention
the midnight
it?
special
Oh,
that we recorded last week was 150.
man.
Well, we talked about the short film. That was good.
I don't know. I think I don't know about indie films. I haven't seen enough of them to really know.
I think indie films predominantly are required to be small scale.
Yeah. It's like indie films are almost like, how good can you tell a story with what's at your disposal? Right? So that's why indie films are almost always story driven. Always. It's less about a concept and more about the story.
Yeah.
Which makes them interesting.
Yeah, and you have to be
I mean,
interested.
Dying of the Leaves is small scale, obviously.
Yeah, those creators actually had a really good thought process when they were coming up with that one because
But
they
had this
actually
weird thing about.
But it's in big scale.
No.
Civil War.
Yeah, but there was
Small
this,
scale story.
But they made it small scale story between the relationship between those two. If you guys haven't seen Dying of the Leaves, go check it out. Those creators did something pretty cool.
Yeah, it was good.
But that old man's accent, though.
Yeah, he wasn't quite on point, was he?
He was close.
We should do a dumpster diving of Dying of the Leaves. You think we could pull something?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could.
Right. Yeah. Let's hope they don't hear this.
I don't know about the blood spatter. That's pretty on point. That's like the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
I've seen better.
No, you haven't. No, you haven't.
No, you haven't, man.
You put the original blood spatter in there.
Yeah. How about this? Lord of the Rings / Narnia Disney version. Lion the Witch in the Wardrobe.
For what?
Big scale.
Both big scale.
Big
Yeah.
scale.
All
yeah.
of it, yeah.
No,
Yeah, that's what I was
Narnia,
thinking.
I think the Voyage of the Dawn Treader
Small
Disney
scale.
version was small scale. Because they just
Yeah,
didn't make it feel.
it
the Voyage
didn't
of the
feel
Dawn
big.
Treader
You know
didn't feel
why?
big.
Okay, this is what I think, man. They either get lazy or they run out of budget. That's why things become
They
small
run out of budget.
when they're
The
supposed
thing
to be
was
big.
the guy with the eyebrows. I just, he wasn't on point.
Mr. Tumnus?
The eyebrows.
Don't know. Yeah.
The
Which one you're
eyebrows?
talking
The
about.
eyebrows.
Mr. Eyebrows.
Oh, the kid with the eyebrows.
The kid with the eyebrows.
Yeah.
No,
Talking
I'm just
about
kidding. I like that
Eustace?
guy. I like
Eustace?
that guy. I was kidding.
Oh, he's a good actor.
Yeah,
I like him.
he's a fantastic actor.
Oh, Maze Runner. Big scale, small scale, medium scale.
Big.
Ooh, small scale.
Small.
First one.
No, big.
Maze Runner was
big.
Maze Runner was big
Small
scale.
They're in the maze.
But it's big. It's a big maze. It's a big maze.
I'd say it's small scale. It's a localized story. All the storytelling takes place in the glade. Right? It all takes place in the middle.
It could go either way.
Such an opinion on Maze, but what is it, Maze Runner?
For some
the
reason,
first one was
I
good.
define-
After that, it went downhill. Didn't
You know
it.
why? Try to go too big. Why is the first Hunger Games good? Small scale.
I don't know. They were all pretty
Small
equal,
scale,
I think.
thrilling story.
I liked all the Hunger
Yeah,
Games. You
I
can't
liked all
talk to
of
me
them.
about this, Mike.
Yeah, I do too. Because
I read the books and I actually really enjoyed them all.
Because you know what? I think the movies follow the books really good.
The reason the small one felt small was because they didn't have a budget yet. They were
I
like, we're
love
paying
it.
Jennifer Lawrence, we're paying Josh Hutcherson. That's all we
But
have money
for. I
for.
love the small scale feeling of when they're in the game.
Yeah.
The only thing that could have been
They were just filming in North
Better
Carolina woods.
is, in my opinion, is if they made part 1 and 2 into one film. Then it would have been a fantastic trilogy.
It's a lot of story.
Is that right?
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
a
but
lot
they-
of story.
It is a
They
trilogy.
could
though.
have,
They split up the third book into 2 parts.
Yeah. But I'm saying if they just stuck with the trilogy films, like 3 films.
But I liked that they split up the last bit. Okay, I'm going to say
So
this.
different opinions.
Out of
Different
all of the
opinions.
book to film or book to show adaptations of a story, Hunger Games did it right.
Yeah.
For sure.
They
See,
follow
I
the books.
disagree.
I don't think they did it right.
You didn't read the books, though.
I don't think they did it right because there's too much of the. Oh, we can get into this later. I don't think but I don't think they did it right as far as storytelling, but I think they did it right as far as staying true to the books.
Yes.
It was good. I think it was good. Hunger Games was a good movie, book, whatever you want to say. I got 4 words for you, though. If you're going to say movie to book or book to movie, 4 words. You know what those are?
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Yep, Lord of the Rings.
Best movie adaptation.
Yeah.
Probably.
But was it similar to the books?
Yes. Yeah.
Some.
Yeah.
know.
I mean, some.
They took a lot of liberties.
But they took
They didn't
liberties
take
in the Hunger Games.
bad. No, they didn't.
Fantastic.
That's what I'm saying. Hunger Games did not do that. Their liberties.
We could go
were
on
very
forever
minimal.
with this.
But which
we're not
one's,
going to.
Which one's better?
All right, Josh,
Lord of the
reach your
Rings.
hand out like this.
Do it.
Friggin'. Okay. If this is like a mile long space.
Yeah.
What? I'm so confused.
I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm saying Lord of the Rings reached really, really, really far
Mm-hmm.
and pulled so much more out of the story, added so much more to it to make it work for films.
Yeah.
I don't say they did a bad thing.
Okay. I know what you're about to say. Hunger Games didn't have to do
Hunger
that.
Games didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
We opened up a whole 5 podcasts.
Yeah.
With
No,
that
we
one
I agree.
thing. You did.
So
This
okay.
was you.
So sort of bringing it to a conclusion. Where do you kind of feel is comfortable for you
Watching?
when you're watching? Do you prefer a small scale movie?
I prefer it. I prefer small scale if it's gonna be drama. Give me a good twist. I don't want Hollywood's, Disney's big scale these days because I think all they're doing it's like action. The bigger, the better. That bigger scale type thing. I'm bored of that.
Okay.
Who's Hollywood's?
I understand.
He's that creepy dude that's with the mustache.
I
you know?
understand what
Yeah.
you're saying. It's a different opinion for me because
I mean, I like.
we've never had the ability to go as big scale as we can now. So why not just keep going and keep going until we can? I mean, it's it's all out there. Let's keep making it. But I agree. I would personally rather have small scale, but really interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, me too, probably.
Yeah.
See, I would prefer. I like the small scale, but the large scale is so much better.
In what way?
It's just we've not done it yet. So
So it's just like this idea of like
He flip-flopping.
it's so
see
much
it
better.
as a dream.
No.
I think if it's
see
done
it
right.
I stick with
as a
my
goal.
original.
I think if it's
thing.
done right, if it's like Avatar,
Yeah.
large scale, yeah, that's done right.
I agree. It is good. And I watch movies like that. But like I said, I'm bored of that. Because I've seen it so much now.
Yeah.
Big scale should be like fantastic. And if we've done it so much that we just get bored of it,
Yeah, but
then is it worth doing?
It is. It's always.
What does Christopher Nolan make his films predominantly? Is it big scale or medium
Definitely
scale?
big.
Usually big.
Big.
But it's done so well.
It's done so well.
Oh,
I'm never
agree.
tired of a Christopher Nolan film.
Christopher Nolan.
I think it all comes down to storytelling, right? It all comes down to storytelling. How you tell a big scale story is important. Also, how you tell a small scale story is really important.
And the best story has a mix of both.
No.
And a little bit of love.
No such thing.
And a little mustache.
Hey, if you guys got all the way to this end of this episode and you guys are still wondering, like, what the crap are they talking about? Well, we hope you enjoy.
We hope you enjoy it.
Because we're still trying to figure
Look,
it out.
hey, we love you guys. The way the Joker loves the Batman. Just obsessed. And we thank you guys for sticking around. So, anybody want to call out the social medias? I guess that's me, huh?
We're on.
You started to We Love You.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, we have a
I
website,
know.
and that's all.
Yeah. Go to Wiseworks Films. All the social medias there. You can click on all the links. Check us out. Subscribe. Like the video if you enjoyed it.
Yep.
So.
And have a good day, and don't be a crazy crack dad.